What? Yes, I love you. Of course I do. You. Hey, that's my knee, sucker. What up, people? Um, I'm back. Still October, so it's another horror movie. I went independent this time. I wanted to get some classics, some independents, a couple weird ones in there. This movie is a strange movie, but I really enjoyed it. It's called The Wind. Now, I think it's an Australian film. I'm not totally positive, but I don't think it's an American movie. I love Western movies, especially when they're horror, because isolation and fear of the unknown. There's a lot of things going on, fear of a new place, the grief from having lost people on the journey, the lack of authority, the just like desolation that's out there, and most importantly in this movie, probably like a religious sense of demonic forces and worry about possession, stuff like that. So, in this movie, you feel the sense of isolation right away. The not only are the people isolated, but they seem isolated from each other. Like their relationship, all the relationships between all the people in it, which I think there's like 4 leads and then a couple other. The relationships are strained all around, and that brings attention to the movie that definitely works. For any horror movie, you're gonna need tension. You can't just have a horror movie where there's no tenseness to it and it's gonna work, because that doesn't even make any sense. You can't be scared without being tense. So this movie uses the interpersonal relationships to create the tension much more than the setting. The setting itself is just a beautiful place. It's very serene looking. It's very calm all the time. Shadow, you do not paw the chair. Thank you. Got things set up over here a little bit, and you are crazy. Yes, I love you. Yes, I love you. You're gonna clank around my vids, bro. Chill. So, wow, you were born annoying. So, the setting here is so beautiful and serene that you can't get your tension from that. So you have to draw it from another source. In this case, it's the score, which was specifically created to lend an eerie atmosphere on top of the isolation. Okay, I will hold your paw. I know, if I ever let it go, it's a crisis. I understand. Much like the crisis these people were going through in this movie. A crisis of not knowing what's real, a crisis of knowing that what is real is terrible, a crisis of their own imagination. I thought, stop it! You stop it! That's enough! Goodness gracious, dude. You are crazy. So I like the acting in this movie. I like the sound in this movie. I like the cinematography in this movie. The setting was beautiful. The story was awesome, but the worst part of the movie for me was how they framed it. I thought the jumping back and forth between time zones and dates and days and even months was so erratic that it was hard to follow. Now, I only watched it once, so it's possible on like a second viewing I might be able to get that all together and it wouldn't be as bad. But on a first viewing, it was definitely a little bit in the way of confusing. Not the most confusing movie that I've ever watched, but I don't know if it was because the setting is so drab and the clothes everyone wears are so drab, and they didn't have a lot of different outfits certainly at the time, you know what I mean, for like Plains people. I would say it was set in like the maybe 1800s, early 1800s. So it's like everything is so drab that it's hard to distinguish in between the times that they come in and out of things. Now, I don't know if that was just me. I am a little bit slow. So it's always a possibility that I'm just not following it well enough. But I felt like that part of the film was too erratic. With the exception of that, I mean, the cinematography was beautiful, the acting was good. I liked how they left it ambiguous. You people know that I enjoy that, so it's up to you whether it was actually some kind of demonic force or whether some people are just losing their minds. You don't really know. The movie doesn't really spell it out for you. So I enjoyed that aspect of it myself. I think an ending like that makes things a little bit better. I know some people probably feel differently. You may think it makes it worse. I personally enjoy when I'm the one who gets to choose my own adventure to a degree. Now, I'm not gonna like that in every movie that I ever watch, but I liked it in this one. And it may be that horror movies or demonic possession or movies that should have what I feel is maybe an element of the mental illness aspect is more powerful than the possession aspect, in which this movie I felt that was the case. So I personally felt like the woman was just losing her mind because of all the circumstances that were happening. That might not always be everyone's view of this film. Depends on how you watch it. It might even depend on how I watched it on a second one, because I know I bandied back and forth about it a little bit because of the appearances of one certain person in the film was the catalyst of whether or not it would be real. So your take on that particular character, whether that character is real or not, or just it's her losing her mind, it's hard to say. And I like that. I like that part of filmmaking because it lets you be the judge. Some people hate it because it lets you be the judge. You be the judge. I get this thing an 8.5. I say watch it. It's probably a little slow for a lot of people, but if you like beautiful settings and eerie stories, it'll fit. If you like Western horror, definitely watch it because we don't get very many of them, people, let's face it. I gotta watch The Burrower sometime and do a review on that. If you've never seen it, watch that shit. It's so good. So, The Wind, check it out. It was a decent movie. It's a little bit newer. I want to call it 2021. I probably could be 19. I wasn't paying attention. I'll look it up before I add it. Have a good night.